Now, before we get into the juggling section, I'd like to talk to you briefly about the benefits of juggling and why everybody should juggle. And we're going to start off with the main reason, in my opinion, is that it is really good for our minds, really good for our brains. Our brains actually love to learn. So teaching yourself how to juggle is a new skill. Our brains are going to really enjoy doing it, and it particularly strengthens two parts of our brain. The one part that is responsible for memory, which again will help you in other areas of your life, which you can transfer those sort of skills over. And the second area is our hand-eye coordination, again, which is very important in everyday life. So by juggling, it will strengthen those areas and others, which is going to help you in many aspects of your life. It's also an amazing stress reducer. Especially, at the kind of time it is now at the moment, if you're finding that you're very anxious and you're overthinking or maybe worrying a lot, or your mind is wandering all the time and thinking about things which you don't particularly want to be thinking about, then juggling is an amazing way of giving your mind a break, a rest from those busy thoughts, and that busy mind. Because when you're juggling, you really have to focus on what you're doing. And it's almost like a mindfulness exercise in that your full attention is right here in front of you, which then gives you a break from what's going on everywhere else in the world at the moment. So juggling is really good for stress relief and is an amazing distraction activity as well. It completely distracts you from anything that's going on because your full attention needs to be here. It's almost like mindfulness in a way. So that's the first and most important reason why you need to juggle, is because it's amazing for our brains. The second one is that it's fun. It is absolutely fun, and there's quite a big community. It's not huge, but the community of juggling is very welcoming. So you've got opportunities to meet new people, make new friends, join new groups, and talk with each other about that. The juggling community is very welcoming. So that's another really good reason why you should juggle, is because you can make new friends from it. And it is fun. The next one is that it is a challenge, and it really is a challenge. If you break this process down into the 3 phases and really sort of commit and spend time doing them, then I promise you that you will be juggling really soon. But it's very challenging at the beginning, especially when we start bringing 2 balls and then 3 balls into it. So let's get started then, and we are going to do this. We're going to drop 2 of the balls, and we're only going to use 1 for the first phase. Now, something that's going to happen a lot through your sort of juggling career, and especially while you're learning, is this. You're going to drop your balls so many times. Loads of times. You're going to keep dropping them, keep dropping them, keep dropping them. But really important, do not get frustrated about dropping the balls or whatever you're juggling with, your socks or your onions. Don't get frustrated, because dropping the ball is a part of the juggling process. It's a part of the learning process. So don't get frustrated. It's normal. It's absolutely fine. Now, if you're feeling that you're bending down all the time and your back is aching, or you've got some health conditions that would make bending down constantly quite difficult, then a very good tip for that is to use a table. So to juggle in front of a table or your bed. So when the ball falls, because it will fall a lot, it's not going to fall very far, and you can literally just pick it up like that. If you've got a higher table, then that's even better, because you'll just be picking it up at waist height. Yeah, so that's a really good tip. Okay, let's get started then. So, ball 1. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to get used to the feeling of throwing and catching. Yeah, so we're not going to do any particular moves at the moment, but just throw and catch the ball. We might not have thrown a ball for a long time. We might not have caught a ball for a long time. So maybe this will be a bit challenging to start with. But really just feel the balls and feel your body swaying with the motion of the ball. It doesn't matter where it goes, how you catch it, but just have fun with that ball or whatever you're using to juggle and really sort of connect with it, you know, and feel your body movements. It's really nice and relaxing, you know. And keep catching. And you can do this for however long. I done it for about an hour and a half the other day. But, yeah, it's lovely. It's nice. Okay, so once you're familiar with your ball and you're okay catching and throwing and stuff, we're going to focus on the throw. So, imagine now that there is a box, an imaginary invisible box in front of us. Okay, and the two corners of the box at the top here is where we're going to be throwing our ball. Yeah, so there's the box there, and we're going to be throwing our ball up into the one corner and then up into the other corner. So imagine that's the box, here's the corner, we're going to throw that up to there, and then the corner of this box, we're going to throw it up to there. Yeah, just like that. And to start with, you'll probably throw it forwards, you'll probably throw it backwards, it'll end up on the floor, it'll end up, yeah, which is completely normal, but enjoy the process. Don't get frustrated. And see, that went forward then. That's okay, we start again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, and just throw. So we're doing a little sort of, so the movement and the pattern is, it's like an infinity sign, yeah? It's like the number 8 on its side. And the ball's going to come up out of our right hand, travel up to the corner of the imaginary box, drop down to our left hand, and then we're going to throw the ball back up to the imaginary corner of the box, and it's going to fall back down to our right hand. Yeah, so up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, naturally, when you start doing this, you might find that your hands are going up to meet the ball. Yeah, and then we're juggling all the way up here, and then we're going to need like a ladder or something to eventually get the third ball in, because we'll be throwing it 30 foot in the air. Yeah, so try and keep your hands low, yeah, sort of waist high, and your body nice and relaxed, and your feet shoulder width apart, and let the ball come down to your hands. Yeah, and when you get used to this one ball, then you pretty much, with the muscle, when the muscle memory kicks in, you pretty much won't have to move your hands, because your throw is going to get straight to them. Yeah, you have a nice controlled throw, and your hands will pretty much have to stay where they are, and the throws will be nice and clean each time. So a good way to build this up is to start with 3 nice clean throws. 2, 3, and congratulate yourself. Yeah, that's an achievement, man. It's good. It's really good. And then start with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I guess socks as well, just in case some of you are using socks, to show you how it looks with socks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that went forward then. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start that count again until I get the 5, 2, 3, 4. That was a bit further again. We're going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And celebrate that. That's an achievement. That's a goal. You've just set yourself to do 5 clean throws, and you've achieved that. So celebrate it. It's good. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brilliant stuff. Now you will find the heavier the item, the more control you've got over it. So socks are perfect for beginning to learn, especially the first 2 phases. Socks are great, but if there's a bit of weight in what you're throwing, then you get a bit more control over it, you know. And that is phase 1 of the 3-ball cascade. So keep practicing, and when you feel your single ball throws are nice and controlled and even, then we'll get ready for phase 2. Great stuff. Well, enjoy practicing, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.